Welcome to the Illuminated Path, where I give you a Thursday to Thursday reading. This Thursday, of course, what's coming up but shadow work. It's been coming up for a while if we're being really honest with ourselves. Shadow work, mirrors, projections, chaos energy, all of this stuff has been coming up for a couple of weeks now, and now it's like, here it is, do your work. Today we pulled the Smoky mirror, and while one definition of the Smoky mirror card could be interpreting it as the mystery of how things work, the not knowing, the magic of the universe, because as you see here in the reflection, it almost, if you look real close, looks like there's a completely different person, like a woman or something right here, which is the exact opposite of this image. So it could be within like the feminine natures, the mystery, the magic of the universe, and how things just work out however they're going to work out. They just always work out the way they're supposed to, regardless of how much we push. But while knowing that, there's also the main answer of this card, which is in the reflection. You see this person's reflection, but you don't know that it's there because it's under the water. And that's what shadow work is. There's a lot of different messages about shadow work or how to do it, but the reality is it's shadow work because you don't know it about yourself. It becomes your shadow because it's behind you. It's something that you've suppressed about yourself. It's something you shut down about yourself. It's something you literally do not know about yourself, which is why we have to use our interactions with other people in order to understand our shadow. It's about understanding that we are all people, that people mirror us, that we are able to perceive things about other people because that's how our own mind and emotions work. So in our interactions, we're supposed to be doing our self-work. It's not about figuring out what part is them and what part is us, and like, how can I stay separate? It's about understanding all of my interactions are making me a better person because they're teaching me about myself. They're not about myself when I'm interacting with other people. I'm there to serve them. I'm there to get outside of myself. But those beautiful things about that person that I love and admire so much and wish I could be like, they're reflecting my own inner values. So I'm learning that maybe over here in my shadow, I am like that, but I just don't know it, or I've suppressed that part of myself for whatever reason. This could also be where the interactions I have or the things that I'm observing in other people, I don't like certain things or how they act. And me being able to understand, yeah, I can act that way too sometimes, or I can be that way too. And it's not easy. It's not as easy as that. Like, I'm saying that, but that doesn't make it easy. It doesn't mean I'm going to be like, ew, they're like nasty people. They're being really mean. And me immediately being able to say, yeah, I'm like that too. I can be like that too. It's not like that. Shadow work is a work. It's something where you have to work on that and find the moment where those parts of you are coming out. And then being able to stop and say, there it is. There it is. Now how can I change this? What do I want to be like instead? How can I take this feeling, this reaction, and change it into something powerful and empowering? How can I take this reaction and make it something that helps everyone grow, that helps me grow, that helps others grow? How can I simply become who I want to be? And that's what shadow work's about. So I want to read a little bit out of this book, just the middle section of this book. And this is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. It says, when the symbol of the Smoky mirror appears, you're invited to see beyond your own self. Acknowledge that, past the limits of your current ability to perceive from what you can see, there is a vast interconnected world where events are orchestrated in divine order but challenging to fully grasp. Now is the time to trust that no matter what the current conditions of your world reflect, in the hidden realms, all aspects of the human journey are celebrated. The beauty and the darkness, the misery and the courage. No matter where you are on your journey, know that some things are meant to be a mystery, which you are meant to understand only through experience. Take heart, for the smoky mirror will ultimately show you beauty and wonder once the fog lifts the distortion that you see now. What a beautiful reading. I'm glad I was guided to read that little paragraph because it explains both of those things very beautifully. It explains the magic and the mystery of how things are going to work out, and we don't have to know all the answers, but also the understanding that the things that we don't see are reflected all around us. So really take that to heart for the next week or so and see how this helps you grow and evolve. And remember, it's not just about the things that we're recognizing or that are being mirrored back to us in people and seeing how we can work on that in ourselves, such as how I could be more trusting or how I could have more positive thinking stepping into things. It's also about understanding the inherent beauty that we are. And if you can see beauty reflected in nature around you, you can see beauty in you because you are nature. It's about being one with everything, connected to everything, interconnected with everything, because we are part of everything. It's that separateness mindset that's being asked to release right now this week. So anything that's keeping you separate from the earth, separate from nature, separate from the universe, separate from love, all of these are needing to release this week, okay? And you probably won't release it all in 1 week, but bringing your awareness to those things and just being aware of these things this week as you move through is going to make a really big difference moving you into August, because that's going to be another peak month right before the end of the year. So we want to be able to have ourselves under control. Not under control as in contained and suppressed, but under control as in knowing I know who I am and I've got this.